Hey dudes, John here, and welcome to another, well, this one's not an unboxing, this is more of an explanation, and it's kind of a follow-up to two videos ago on this guy. That's right, the Fidget Cube. Now, since I launched that video, we've gotten a great deal of comments, a great deal of views, and a great deal of subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of those guys, so thank you to all of you dudes and dudettes that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So thank you guys again. This is kind of more of an explanation and a follow-up to that because I get a lot of comments. I've got a lot of them are, you got the black one that you had is the fake one and the other one is the real one. Well, no, I'm sorry. The problem is a lot of YouTubers out there, much bigger than me, all of a sudden got wind of this thing and decided they're going to do a video on it. The only problem is they can't just go out and get one. You can't go and call up Antsy Labs and order one. So you gotta order it on Amazon, and you can't get a legitimate one, an Antsy Labs version. I'm going to use the term legitimate very loosely. You can't get an Antsy Labs version of it from Amazon, period. That just doesn't happen. This is where I saw, right here on Kickstarter, is where I saw this thing first. When they first launched, they barely had maybe $500,000 pledged. I say barely like that's a big deal. Like that's not a big deal. $500,000 is a huge number because our original goal, if you can see, was only $15,000 to get this thing made. They were hoping to do that. Well, when like I said, when I bought it, they were at $500,000. I thought that was really impressive. Well, within a few months, they reached over almost $6.5 million in pledges, and they closed this out for 154,000 backers. So it got a lot of hype, and everybody was really excited about it. And in the meantime, we ordered two of them. I ordered this one, another one for Ethan, and this one's Liam's. And this is the Kickstarter version. A few people also asked me, how do you get this colorway? Well, you had to have ordered it you had to have backed them on Kickstarter in order to get this colorway. I don't know if they're going to release it to the public in the future. They may. I don't know. All I know is that's how we were able to get it. So you can get knockoff versions of it in the same colorway. I can show you that in just a moment. Also, you'll notice here that this right here, this logo right here, if you can see this, that's the prototype. It's not this that they're showing. This prototype is very, very similar to the knockoff versions, and I'm thinking that's where a lot of the knockoffs got their prototypes from as well, is from this prototype, because this was prototyped in China, and I'm guessing a lot of companies in China, or maybe even just one company in China, decided to knock it off and go from there. So in order to order this now, you'd have to click on pre-order. Pre-order jumps you over here to this website called Antsy Labs. Antsy Labs is the manufacturer of the Fidget Cube. You get, with the Antsy Labs, you get the Antsy Labs Fidget Cube, you get this clear box. The Fidget Cube sticks inside. And I'm going to get over how and why. I remember I made a comment about this thing not sticking. It comes in like this. It didn't stick very well to the glue. Well, apparently, due to like temperature changes in shipping and the shipping containers and whatnot, these things popped off. The glue didn't hold up very well, and they're fixing that problem now, thankfully. At least they see the problem with it, and they're going after it, which is really good. That's good for any company to do, is actually address the issues that they have. As simple as it is, they don't want their products arriving to their customers damaged either. So good for them. Good for you guys, Antsy Labs. I really appreciate the fact that you guys went through the effort of doing something about that. But nonetheless, this is the package you get. When it arrives, it comes like, well, it's supposed to come like this. Well, it came to me like this. This is the legitimate Antsy Labs packaging. Now you'll see here, I'll show you guys right over somewhere over here, this box for the not so legitimate one, but it also says Fidget Cube on it, because technically you fidget with it and it's a cube, right? Well, Antsy Labs has gone after a lot of these companies for using their copyright, their trademark on this name. And in doing so, you'll see a lot of the listings on Amazon change their listings to generic Fidget Cube or something along those lines, where it doesn't specifically say Fidget Cube, because it's a trademarked name for this from Antsy Labs. And you'll see here on the packaging, I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the bottom of the packaging. This is the front of the box. And this is the back of the box. The ones that are in the cardboard box, Those, unfortunately, are generic versions of it. Now, I'm not knocking the generic versions. A lot of those are really good quality. They're just not the original manufacturer, original designer of this. Fidget Cube by Antsy Labs was the original designer of this thing that we see here. They call it this vinyl desk toy. I don't call it a toy. I call it a tool because it helps people. So I think that if you get one from Amazon, it's not a bad thing. It's just when people comment saying you are pointing out the wrong one as the real, I need to go forward and show you guys that that's not the case. I'm going to show you guys how to show or how to prove the item that you got is legitimate versus a generic version of it, which is, again, I'm not knocking the generic version of it. The generic ones are fine. They work great. As a matter of fact, the person we gave it to loves it. And they do exactly what they're supposed to do. These ones are a bit higher quality. They're a little bit smaller. They're a little bit tighter, and there's a little more, I want to say it can endure a little bit more than the other one can. For instance, I'm going to use my little camera lens here. The seaming on this Fidget Cube, I don't know if you guys can see that. I can't even put my fingernail in that seam. It's so well designed, and I can't even feel the groove. On the generic one, I can push it in and it springs in. You can feel it springing in. This one, not at all. Actually, it's really solid. And I got to give kudos to Antsy Labs for doing that. The other thing you guys are going to notice on this thing here, I'm going to use, I don't know if you guys can see it on the wheel there. If you can see that right there, that is, it says Fidget Cube, and see that little tiny, it looks like a medical, like a beaker in the center there? That is the Antsy Labs logo. You can actually see it on the bag. That's their logo, and that logo is right there. If I can zoom in, get a nice clear shot of that. Right there in the center of that turning wheel, that one that spins. So on the generic ones, that doesn't have that. Another thing you guys will notice is the joystick portion of it. A lot of people were showing the joystick portion of it as right there, as sticking up. And you can see that right here. Here, I'm going to show you the one on Amazon. You can see this right here on the photo. See how far it sticks up? On some of them, they go even higher than that. On this here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can show you. There is no gap almost. I can't even see light through that. There's so little space. That's how tight that is. You can actually feel it sliding on the surface of the Fidget Cube. So you know for a fact that this thing is tight. And the reason why they did that is to keep it compact. So it's nice and small in your pocket. And some people complained about that issue too, is that the other ones feel a little bit big and they're hard to put in your pocket. This one fits in your pocket pretty nicely. I mean, it's still thick, but it's not a bother. And the other issue, the other reason behind it is that this thing won't break off. I can assume that the other ones eventually will give and they'll snap. And I remember reading about it in one of the comments on the Kickstarter campaign that they reduced the size of the thumbstick because of that purpose from the original prototype. If you go back to here, we go back to Antsy Labs. You can see here on the original, on the prototype, there's a gap there. See, and you can also see the seam on the prototype as well. This is very depicting of the seam that shows up on the generic versions that you see from China. And I'm not saying this isn't from China. This is assembled in China. It doesn't state where it's actually made in, though. It says dreamed in Denver, assembled in China. I'm going to guess that the parts are also made in China, but that would be a bad assumption on my part. I don't know where the parts are made from, and it's not dictated anywhere on this packaging. I don't think it's in the box either. Let me see. No, there's nothing in the box that shows that as well. Also, it comes with this cool bag that has the Antsy Labs logo on it. And again, this isn't paid for by Antsy Labs. I just wanted to make clear what is real and what is fake. And that's awesome. Again, if you guys got the real one, very cool. And they're really hard to come by, only because you have to wait so long to get them. You can order one right now. Like, as a matter of fact, you can go on here. Let's go to Fidget Cube. Right now, they're $3 off. They're $22. I can add the dice. I can add it in many different colorways. You can order it right now for $22. And you can place the order and you can pay for shipping and it will arrive. Orders placed now will ship mid-March. That's fast, assuming that's correct. I'm not going to knock them because I don't know, because I'm not going to order another one right now. That may be the case. If they ship out mid-March, which is like in a week, that's freaking cool because you guys are going to get them way faster than we did. And that's awesome and good for you guys. I hope you guys do order them from here. However, like I said, if you guys do order them, this is the one that we order, the knockoff version. And so you can order the black and green, the same as this in the knockoff version. But this is the same brand that we ordered, this Duro toy, the one that we ordered that was the knockoff. And you can see, look at that seam on there. It is massive. And you can actually see that corner right there where my finger is pointing on the actual picture. That you can push in. It actually springs in just a little bit. You can feel it giving. And it does that on the other side too because it's joined together. It's like two pieces that are joined together. Yeah, dudes, that's basically the differences. I just wanted to do a follow-up. Ethan's going to do a review on it because he actually uses his. He's going to bring his home. There he is. Say hi.
Hi.
He's going to bring his home from school. It's in his desk right now. And he's going to do a review on it on our other channel, on Ethan and Liam HD. I'll put a link to that right there. You guys can check that out over there. We'll post this video on both channels only because we had the same questions on both channels because we posted the video on both channels. Until next time, guys, see ya.